What's going on YouTube? This is Chaos-Reighn here, and in this video I'm here to bring you the results of everything, of all the farming in the world. Ugh. I don't really like doing super juiced maps because they take too long to loot, too long to like get everything out of it, so on and so forth. But I decided to do some. And in the meantime, I did want to mention that the first 4 maps I went exactly as I mentioned, and then afterwards I realized that I wasn't spawning the blue guy, um, Eater of Worlds, so I stopped using the Elder Scarabs and put in, um, what is it called? Breach Scarabs, which in turn end up dropping me more contracts anyway. This way I had the Ecor spawns and all that loot coming from it, and it was just a lot more valuable that way. I also decided that I was going to switch out the um, shrine for Mirrors of Delirium. That really helped the quantity and rarity of everything, which ended up putting enough oomph on my maps to farm me a little bit more contracts. After the first 4, I only dropped a couple, so I changed things around. So if you want to kind of, make that your own and do what you will with it, go for it. I just, wanted to find the contracts, and that's what I did. So let's go ahead and go over what we found, and just so you guys can kind of see exactly what we got going. First, I'm going to hit square on everything, and then I'm going to start pulling out stuff. So let's see how many of these quote-unquote super contracts we got. Looks like we got a fair amount for 16 maps. This is actually a lot more than I thought I had. I was just kind of grabbing them. Pretty stoked on it. Oops, that's a twins, so I'll put that in my heist locker anyway. These are actually going to go aside because they're quote-unquote super contracts. Alright, so what we got going is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26 of these quote-unquote super contracts, and here you can see all the different ones. 3 additional reveals, increased rogue markers, rogue perks are doubled. Rogue perks are doubled is insane if you know what you're doing with it. So certain rogue perks, such as Gianna or stuff like that, will grant you extra reveals. Of course, this is an engineering, so, it's whatever the engineering I think Isla is. So basically, it's kind of ironic that you're going to do that because Isla gives you more time. However, I think you can also do Tibbs and or, what's his name? Annoying guy, bomb guy. Anyway, you can do that with. Anyway, obviously these are pretty random. You're not going to expect to see an insane amount. Like this one, for example, this is insane. You do get 200% more rogue marker value out of a contract that's just literally run and leave. And then rogue perks are doubled under perception, so you can put believe the girl that does the somersaults, which has reduced stuff. Then you have heist chests, 100% chance to duplicate their contents, and 100% more um, monster life. This is actually pretty insane. If, in my opinion, this is probably one of the more busted ones, especially if you get a lot of chests, because you just have double loot out of it no matter what. And then if it's counter thaumaturgy, so you can do like the gems and all that other stuff. And basically, this is what we got going. And right here, completing heist generates 3 additional reveals, has chance to generate nothing, so on and so forth. Yeah. So if I were to price these out, I can probably expect to get around 20C each a pop for them if I were to guess, maybe more. And if it were to take the cost of investment, we'll say the Delirium Mirror Sextants are about an X a pop. So we'll say it's an X for 4X for 16 maps, which is, let's see, X divided by 4 would be about 20C, roughly 20C a map just off of that. Initial investment I would like to say is about an X and a half a map. So we'll just say 16X, maybe 17, 18X to run all 16 of those maps. And this alone is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish X, maybe more. I mean, I can probably sell them for more, but I'm not going to hold my breath because contract runners are few and far between in standard. So we're going to go ahead and put these in this tab. I don't have enough room in this tab. Okay. So we're actually going to put these aside somewhere. I can do them later. I don't have a tab for them. Just put them in here. Ah, but that's going to be all over the place. I'm just going to put them in this one, I guess. Yeah, fine. I can deal with it later. I don't have room, but that's right. Just take out my axe and my bow and put them in a different tab. Anyway, sorry you had to see me do a bunch of sorting, but, you know, you gotta sort what you get. And now, excuse me, now I can turn on tab affinities. And let me go put these away in my mirror service tabs. What am I looking at? Right here. Boom, boom, okay. Let's put it for mirror and mirror, alright. And then let's go ahead and go over our currency. As far as lucky drops, we only found one exalt. C-U-R-N-C-Y. Currency? Oh, is it 2 R's? Yeah, it's 2 R's. C-U-R-R. But we did find a fair amount of general stuff. We did get some blueprints as well. We'll go ahead and pull those out just so you guys can kind of see everything that we got. We got a couple of the little things. We got a divine orb, got some stack decks. Yeah, we didn't do horrible. This is just right there. If you can see, this is just one inventory full. We still have a whole bunch to go through. I'm not gonna bother trying to price it out aside from the X that we found here. That's like that'll just. Alright, I forgot I had incubators, but those are fine. I can pull them out later. And then, you know, you can kind of do your own math if you really want to, but as far as I'm concerned, I definitely made a big profit. Definitely enough for me to, you know, come back to this farm at a later date. However, I don't like doing juiced maps like these were. These were pretty juiced, insanely laggy at times. You know, I'm on PS4, so I have to deal with a lag. And I don't really like dealing with lag, so it is what it is there, you know. Just gonna go ahead and grab every single one of these, and as you see, we have a fair amount of delirium orbs that dropped, which is pretty cool. Actually stoked I got a bunch more delirium orbs because I like running them. Actually want to keep this out because that's going in my first tab. And then, you know, we're just kind of, oh, well, whatever. Boom. And yeah, I'd say I came out on top of this. Like, there's just so much essences that we got. They're like, oh man, those essences. We had a possessed essence that was also a beast. So not only did it have all of the crazy stuff that essences get for their mods, it had the beast stuff and it has the possession. So, oof, it hurt. It hurt a lot. I think I died 2 times just fighting that one beast, and I was just like, okay, what do I do? It's hurting me. But, you know, gotta roll with the punches, right? Alright. And boom. I'll pull out the incubators later. Let's go ahead and clear the search, and then let's go maps. But before I actually go into the map tab, I want to deposit everything else here. 1, 2, 3. And let's open the stack decks on video. Why not? Metamorph item. Nothing great, but it is what it is. Now, for our maps, we didn't do horrible. Let's go ahead and pull out our scarabs too. So we ran a total of 16 maps, nothing more, and we came out with well more than our investment's worth of maps. And I think that's pretty cool. We got 1 lucky synth map drop and 2 of the one guardians, the conquerors. Yeah, conquerors. Along with, we got a fair amount of scarabs too. If you can tell, we're about to put them away. But yeah, all in all, I would like to say it was definitely a fun time. I did get an insane amount of stuff, and this is like pretty huge. Oh great, I don't have enough room for this maze. Our cards. So this one of the map we were running was well, what is it called? Coral Ruins. And I didn't know this, but apparently the Harbinger Orb card drops there. And it looks like we got about a set and 3/4 of a set, which is pretty good because the Harbinger Orbs, you know, obviously help you make Harbinger maps for one, but for two, whenever I have an insane amount of stuff, such as, well, like T15 maps stuff, in other words, if I have a sane amount of those, you know, we kind of need to work on getting that done, right? Um, so we, instead of running a bunch of T14 15s, we upgrade them, and then there's a chance that it goes to a beachhead, in which case, you know, we can either sell the beachhead or run it. But I mean, it's a win-win situation, right? Like either you get something that's pretty good, or you upgrade your maps to something that's more usable than the lower tier versions of those maps. Alright, more incubators for the guild stash, for the guildies. Alright, now another couple lucky drops we got were these two. So this I don't know for sure if it's a lucky drop. It's fractured mana at a medium roll, basically. It's mid roll. I'm pretty sure there's still mana stackers out there. I just don't know how good they are. The other thing was this. It's tier 1 Wed Fractured. It's not perfectly Divine Fractured, sadly, but we got that at a ritual, and the first thing I saw was the fact that it had the Dex, the Strength, and the All-Res. So basically, out of the get, this is a Omniscience ring, and if you really want to recraft it, you can easily do so. You can also just finish the prefixes and do like Reforged Life, get T1 life, and craft on -7, you're done. So I think if I were to sell this, it'd be like 5x to 10x. This is definitely a really good ring. Even as is, it's good, but you can finish it off and sell it for a lot more. That's pretty much it for the lucky drops. I'm actually going to go ahead and put this up for 10x. See if it sells. I mean, this can go in there. If it sells, it sells. So that's all of that farming. Now, I did say I'd mention or show the beasts I got, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. So for this, I'm actually going to travel to the menagerie. Now, if you remember, I had 0 imprints, 0 split beasts, and I didn't show you, but I had 0 ferals, I had 0 Crayak, I had 0 of those crafts at all. I used them all to make lures recently, and didn't get any ferals for, sadly. So this is basically going to show you all the new stuff I got, and I only know of a couple that I noticed, so it's going to be kind of a surprise for me. But let's go ahead and see what we got, shall we? Oh, I went to the mines. I'm dumb. As I say, let's go to Einar. We're going to the mines, so there we go, menagerie. Alright, so looks like we got a ton more unique crafts, which is expected. We actually got a couple more 6-link rares. Let's see how many we got, though. Because we had 0. This is actually a good source of divines. We had 3. Ooh, that's nice. That's 3 divines. Obviously, if it drops a gold base, that's cool. Ooh, we got imprints. Alright, let's see if we got multiple imprints, though. This was 16 maps. Oh, come on. I hate this stuff. I hate this thing sometimes. I just want to select it. Okay, we got 3 imprints. Ooh, so put it in perspective. These are about 3 to 4 exalts each in standard. They are not cheap. They are pretty lucrative. You can make a pretty good killing off of just farming imprints. And again, this is 16 maps. My last farm of 20 maps wasn't enough sample size, as I was told, because, you know, there are times where you just go 20, 30, 40 maps and you don't get any good beasts. Whereas, you know, if you go for a solid, like, I mean, I guess 20, 30, 40 is a little much, but you know what I mean. Like, there are times that you don't get them. But either way, that's pretty good. So, just off of those, we'll put, like, another 10x in value. From the 3 divines, it's like 4 to an X, but we'll round up to 10 for like an extra 10C or 20C or whatever. And then let's see. So now we're going to go to the add prefix, remove suffix creature. So we actually went down to about 3 of these. So we found 2. They're not much though. We had 0 of these, so we end up getting 2. All right. Now let's see, split an item in two. How many of these did we get? We end up getting 2 split beasts as well. So it's pretty solid. Split beasts are about an X a pop in standard. And then we have a portal to Feral's Den. Did we get multiples or just one? Oh, come on. We got one. So one portal to Feral's Den. We got portals to Crab Den. We got 3 portals to the Crab Den. The portals, I think, aren't worth much. I think if you get the beasts, like an X, I've been selling them. But I'm honestly just going to run it, use the crafts, and make more lures with them. If I can help it, I'll make 4 more cryoc lures. In fact, I can literally just do that right now. And then from there, I will just go ahead and run, what do you call it? Go ahead and run all 20 of those other beast missions with the lures that I had set aside. However, I will need one more sextant, unfortunately, which is rolled like this, because I only have 4 currently, and I would need one more for 5. So I guess I can try and roll for that, or I can try and buy it. We'll see. But yep, that's it for me. If I were to guess, I think I made about 30-ish X profit out of this overall. Just the beasts. If I were to just calculate the beast value, I would probably make most of my investment back. In fact, I would make my investment back, and then I would have a little bit left over on that for the value. I don't have a way to excellence my stuff, unfortunately, but you know, what I can do is show you the results, and that's all I can do right now. But as always, everybody, take it easy, have a good one, and stay cool.